Constantine, Season 2, written by Liam Head, for the fans of Constantine the CW series that didn't get a second series. All characters read by Liam Head. All script read by Liam Head. Sitting alone in the back alley of a street sits a young boy, brown short hair, dressed in a Sex Pistols t-shirt and with Converse and black jeans. The boy is sitting with his knees up, head down and arms crossed across the top of his knees. Now I know this may seem bleak and depressing, and honestly, that's very much correct. The story of my life isn't for the faint of heart. Hell, it isn't for anyone. What kind of person wants to sit down and listen to a tale of a young boy with a broken home life, a dead mother, and an abusive father who hates you? Now you may not get why I'm there all hunched over looking like someone killed my puppy, or told me that the cigarettes are being banned. To explain, we're gonna have to go back to the start. Not as far as the birthing process, but as far as my adolescent days. Be warned though, this is gonna get a whole lot more depressing before the end. I walked my path alone. So my question is this. The screen fades to an alley. The boy is gone. A man steps out of the shadows with a cigarette lit in his mouth, wearing what the boy had been wearing, but less smart, with a suit over the top. The man looked less like a punk and more business casual, with a tie and a shirt, still with black jeans but with brown boots this time. I yet daft enough to walk it with me. Young John Constantine, carrying his backpack from school, tie, shirt, looking as happy as he can be. He approaches the outside of a house, his house. He takes his headphones out. London Calling by The Clash is playing quietly. His face drops as he stares at the house. On his old-looking phone, he gets a call. Hey Gary. Yeah, thank you. It's nice to know someone remembers my birthday. I know it's hard on my dad because of it being the day my mum died too. But it's been 15 years. He still treats you like I'm nothing to him. Yeah, okay, hopefully I'll see you at school tomorrow. John puts the phone down and enters the house. All that can be heard as the door shuts is, "Welcome home, killer," and the smashing of a bottle. Present day, 30th of October 2019. Older John is standing in front of an abandoned building site. He lights up his cigarette and turns around. Dressed in his iconic white shirt and red tie, but no coat, he takes a puff on his cigarette. Ooh, 2019, the day before Halloween and the day before my sodding birthday. This abandoned site you see, you've just seen it. The last remaining part of me past. The house I used to live in, used to hate, is now a day away from being demolished. Good bloody riddance, I say. You may also be wondering why you're seeing me past. Stay with it, because what happened that day is now coming back to haunt me in the biggest way possible. Fan-friggin-tastic. Constantine was sauntering down an alleyway. Quiet, but to John, things were never quiet. His walk wasn't just a swagger to make him look cool. It was his signature. A sign that Constantine was in the house, and no one could mess with him. Suspiciously, he kept looking around, up and down, still puffing on yet another cigarette. He stopped. Behind him, masked up with hoods, stood two men. Or so it seemed. Constantine stood there and smirked. He dropped his cigarette on the floor and put it out with his boot. Still facing the opposite direction, he started to taunt them. Oh, come on, lads, shouldn't you be in bed? It's way past your bedtime. Don't taunt us, Constantine. You have been summoned. Well, that's your first mistake, mate. I don't get summoned. I go where I want, when I want. I'm afraid you have no choice. Come with us or we'll make you, warlock. Make me? Will you? And how are you going to do that? I don't sense any power on you, lads. Both muggers walked up to Constantine. Before they could get to him, he started chanting an incantation. Ichtichigo, Mishinio, Aladino. Without warning, he opened his arms wide. Rain began to pour, then it turned to snow. Then, with the last part of the incantation, Letico Magnicinto, a thunderous bolt of lightning hit the messenger, then the other messenger. Both in pain on the floor, Constantine finally looked around and approached the bodies. He knelt down to messenger one. Now, I hope that wasn't too much of a shock for you. Tell Andreus if he wants me, he's gonna have to come and get me himself. Constantine stood up. He picked another cigarette out of his packet. He lit it up and walked away from the bodies. As he puffed on his cigarette, he continued to walk. Young John leaves his house via the door. He runs out down the street. He crosses the road and leans up against a tree. On the floor he noticed a book. It must have been thrown away. He picks up the book as he opens it. His eyes glowed with amusement. John was sitting on his own reading his book. He tries an incantation out by saying it. Maglifecto Nocinacio Resinatio. Suddenly a flame arose from the palm of his hand. He tried to blow it out but couldn't. John said the incantation backwards. Resinatio Nociaito Maglifecto. The flame in his hand stopped. He collapsed back on the grass and held the book tight. He began laughing. He got his phone from next to him and phoned Chaz. Chaz, mate, you need to see what I've found. Present day. Constantine was waiting by a tree in a park. A man walked up to him, looking more presentable than Constantine, and a lot smarter. Constantine walked up to meet him. They both stood opposite one another. What is it you want now? If it's my blood again, you can kiss me ass. When it's a good job, it's not blood I need. It's Andreus, he's come for the Book of Incantation after all these years. Now, after all this time? Before you sent him to hell. But younger me was too inexperienced to this spellcast right. You know Andreus can't get his hands on it. If he does, it's not just your ass on the line here, John. It's anyone who's ever lived. It's far worse than that, mate. It's not just the living, it's the dead too. It can summon the spirits of the dead and manipulate them to do more than just over. We're looking at a whole lot of spirits doing God knows what to the living. I don't get why you kept the book, John. It's not like you need it anymore, unless there's another reason you need it. You just mind your own, mate. The main concern now is stopping Andreus before he can reach the book and set free his own version of hell on earth. The past. Young Chaz and John are standing together over the book. They look at it. John passed it to Chaz. He said the fire incantation once again. Maglifecto Nocianatio Resinatio. And once again, in the palm of his hand was a flame. This time, he closed his hand and the flame disappeared with a blow against his clenched fist. How the hell did you do that? It's from the book. It's a spell book. It has millions of incantations. Fire, rain, lightning. It even has a detection spell in case one of us gets lost. It seems dangerous to me. I don't think we should be messing with this. Oh, come on, where's your spirit of adventure? We could create magic. I thought you'd be happier. I just don't think you should mess with this. Listen, I've got to get home. I'll see you at school tomorrow. Chaz left John alone with the book. John flicked through the pages of the book till he came across a page that gripped him. How to bring the dead to life. Mom. Constantine was sitting alone in the house of mystery. From behind him, a man appeared. John stopped. He opened his eyes, still facing forward. So you came for me after all. Not such a smart move for a man of your disposition. And what would that disposition be? Leader of Hell's armies, soon to be owner of the Book of Incantation? I don't know about that last one, mate. Unless you've got an Amazon account and you can order one offline, I doubt you'll be getting it. Do not test my patience, Constantine. I'm doing you a courtesy of asking nicely. I can help you. Brill, I'm guessing you bought that bottle of scotch for you. All the help a growing lad like me needs. Your mother. Ah, yes, I know all about her. You never knew her, did you? She died giving birth to you. I know that's why you have the book, John. You're trying to get stronger and more powerful to be able to control the power of life and death to bring your mother back home. You know nothing about me, mate. If I were you, I'd get yourself lost. Me calm is fading. Ha! Meditation? You think that will help you? Oh, it's not the meditation that's making me lose my cool. It's the fact that I haven't had a cigarette in the 3 minutes you've waffled on. Do you mind? Constantine picked up his pack of cigarettes once again and lit one up to his mouth. Much better. For someone trying to avoid death and hell, you're doing a grand job of killing yourself faster than the average human. Well, that's me. More than your average normal human. Now you have 2 options. Leave now peacefully, or I'll send you on a nice little trip somewhere. I haven't decided where yet, but let's wait and find out. But I'm guessing it's taking you all your strength to project yourself from whatever corner of hell you're in. One blast of holy fire would send you back with a mere headache, but it would slow you down. So last chance. Andreus smiled at him and took a step back. You got yourself some balls since we last met, Johnny boy. I'm almost proud. This isn't over. I'll get that book one way or another. Andreus disappeared. John took another puff of his cigarette and looked at it for a moment. Well, you may be killing me, but a stress-free death. What a way to go. John went back to sitting down. Out of a bag next to him, he pulled out a notebook and a pen and started jotting some names down. After meeting with Andreus, I knew that it was time to up my game. No more meditation and hiding. It was now time to stop him before he even started. They call him the Master of the Dark Arts. Let's put that to the test, shall we? Constantine was unpacking his bag inside of Chaz's taxi. Behind him, he heard the flap of wings. He turned around to see Manny standing there. John gave him a smirk. Finally got off your cloud and put that harp down, did we? I'm surprised to see you. What's it been, a year? Give or take. Andreus is a problem, John. We can't have him gaining the book. It disrupts the natural balance. Even you having it is stretching heaven's tolerance. But what else is new? If he gets the book, it's one more battle heaven is losing. And you wouldn't want that now, would you? The only reason I'm still helping you wankers is because I'm trying to earn a ticket upstairs. The Brew Career are enlisting criminals across the world to help them. If they succeed in letting the darkness rise, you manage to defeat Neron and prevent him from rising. But more like him are coming. Felix Faust, Abracadabra. Who? He isn't from this time. The Brew Career have managed to pull people through time, John. This is the endgame. If Andreus gets the book, he can release all spirits, good and bad, which means every lunatic in history will be walking around in new bodies. That's not something we want to see. Now get that book secured. You know I'm getting pretty sick of you giving me orders. Once the darkness is prevented from rising, consider us done. Manny looked back at John, giving him a smile as if to say, yeah, right. Manny disappeared. The sound of his wings echoed through Constantine, like the chiming of bells in his ear. John continued to pack his things into Chaz's taxi.